there are. There must be millions of them. I don't know, maybe a billion of them. But if you go into a law library trying to support your cause and you're going to read cases, you're going to go blind and insane. But Trenzi versus Pagliaro is absolutely earth-shaking if you heard the holding of the court. How many people here have been worked over with a summary judgment? Okay. What did we learn from Trenzi versus Pagliaro? What was the holding? And I guarantee it was one sentence. The holding of Trenzi versus Pagliaro: statements of counsel in brief or argument are not sufficient for a summary judgment. Did a light bulb just go on anyplace? Statements of counsel in brief or argument are not sufficient for summary judgment. Take it to heart, memorize it, get a tattoo that says that. Because that is one of the most important principles in law. And that is one of the most powerful things that you will ever learn and have to use. There are 4 legs on this table. There are 4 legs before that inferior court has jurisdiction. That's not according to me. Remember, I'm not a legal expert. That's according to the United States Supreme Court. And what are those 4 legs? You've got to have 2 people that are opposing. That's 2 of your legs. You've got to have the subject matter. But that 1/4 thing that has probably been missing 50 million times in this country when we got shafted in the court was a competent witness. Where's the competent witness? That's the 4th leg on that table. That table doesn't have 4 legs. That court did not have jurisdiction. Period. That's gospel. Not because I said so, but because that's what the Supreme Court said that jurisdiction means.
Would that be criminally or civilly?
Either way, you've got to have somebody at some point in time before the judgment raise their hand and testify under oath and subject to cross-examination, or it's nonsense.
But if you admit that
No. Admissions are of value, but you still have to have a witness. And
the court didn't have jurisdiction unless there was.
There's going to be 4 legs on that table.
Can they use those affidavits?
Affidavits can be sufficient, but remember, an affidavit can be challenged. An affidavit, if unchallenged, is going to be testimony before the court, and that's going to be the 4th leg on the table. And that's why I'm here to tell you that if the other side supports their pleadings with an affidavit, which they rarely do, but if they do, you subpoena that witness because you want to question them under oath. Also, depositions count. But again, you have the right to challenge and interrogate that witness. And so if there's a deposition or if there's an affidavit, those are extremely powerful, particularly the affidavit. But they're still at some point in time, if challenged before judgment, they have to raise their hand and swear that it's true. If you challenge it and they don't do that, then their affidavit is no.
But what if they've already got the judgment against you?
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. And again, how do I know this? How do I know this? Because this is the common law. Our federal system is a common law system. All of our states, excepting Louisiana, are common law states. And I'm not talking about marriage and sharing property and community property. I'm talking about what the law means as determined by Supreme Courts. And the idea that is the kernel of truth in Trinzi versus Pagliaro is a thread that runs through everything. Criminal, civil, it runs through everything. Administrative, it's got to be there. It's got to be there. How do I know? Here is a very good statement. And again, this is from an annotated statute. Actual facts, not mere allegations of complaint, are determinative of issue of jurisdiction. Isn't that what I just said? If there's no witness, there's no facts. If there's no facts, there's no what? No jurisdiction. That's not what I think. I think it, but it's not true because I think it. It's true because it's the law. It's not the law as you see it in statute or rule. It's the law because the Supreme Court says yes, you've got to have a competent witness to have that fourth leg on that table, or there's no jurisdiction.